Let me show y'all just how much times have changed. Check this out.
So Savannah, Rebecca's going to ask you several questions about the 90s, 80s, or 90s. Number one.
What were the yellow pages?
In the Constitution.
Okay. What's the Sega?
Sega? Is that like an Indian tribe? I'm actually trying to not sound stupid right now.
What is a collect call?
Like, they call people together.
Okay. Okay. What is a burnt CD?
I mean, self-explanatory. Burnt CD. Like, they burn it.
Like, how do they burn it?
Throw it in the fire.
What is dial-up?
Like, dialing. These do not sound like history questions.
What was the other
Oh,
one?
there's one more. What's a beeper?
The thing you pull out in the cars.
What is an 8-track?
Plays 8 tracks. I don't know. I don't know what an 8-track is.
Okay. What is a vinyl?
Oh. The vinyl. You know.
Alright, you gotta stop it.
That's a fail. That's a fail.
Crazy, ain't it? That's why I say if you 35 plus, this is an interesting time to be living because you saw where we was to where we at. These kids today that's growing up in the thick of this shit is the most lost. Yeah. Because we knew how to go out and play. We knew how to be social. We knew how to make friends, fight, get along. We didn't depend on no type of electronics. All we had was us. Fast forward. These kids are so trained to be on their own till it's self-destructing. What changed? The system. The system is what changed. We went from getting our ass beat in school to the children beating our ass, giving the children more authority over the parents, knowingly. You would have never heard a child in my days coming up saying, I'm going to call the police or I'm going to call any motherfucking body. You got your ass whooped by the neighbor. You came home, your grandma whooped you, your mama whooped you, your uncle whooped you. And if your daddy was there, your daddy whooped you. And sometimes your brother. It's a different time. You can't tell a person, child, what to do because you can't tell my child what to do. So we went from being our own neighborhood, not crime watch, but our own neighborhood parenting, like where we was governing each other kids. So now you can't even tell a big kid nothing because they ready to jump on you because you trying to help their kid. What changed? The system. The system taught us strategically not to trust our neighbors when all we had. So I knew what it was to what it is. Newer kids today are lost. And I hate to say that, and it ain't their fault. Oh, you can say it's a new world, it's a new this, it's a new that. But one thing that don't change is common sense. Common sense don't change. The way we were to how we are today, bro, I never saw this coming. Kids got more authorities over adults. The motherfuckers who feed and bathe them. You understand me? They got more authority over their own parents. And not only that, what's up with all these genders? I've never saw openly where kids at a younger age is just wide open on what they want. And the law is backing them. I told y'all I did a video of a guy in Canada where his 14-year-old son wanted to have the operation and switch to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to do my word carefully. He had no say-so in that. Them dumb motherfuckers gave all the authority to the child to be what that child wanted to be, even though you're dealing with an undeveloped mind. 14 years old, ain't no fucking way in the hell this kid can make that type of decision. But what makes the decision for him? Society. The father ended up going to jail. This is a true story. And he been trying to put this story out, but you know they're not going to tell it. They're not going to put no publicity on that. Why would they do that? How could you give an undeveloped mind that type of power or to make that type of decision? Even I told you, bro, you don't own your children. Some of y'all people, some people even, I've done videos where some people even be like, well, you're not supposed to own your children. Like, nobody's supposed to own their children. Go tell that to a lion. Go tell that to a gorilla. This ain't your child, even though you concede and you had it. This ain't your child. The child don't belong to you. Go tell it to them. So I be telling you, we can learn a lot from animals. But people of aware, conscious people understand that there's a lot of people out there that don't have a fucking clue on how the world works. They don't have a clue of what's going on, so they're gonna say stuff like this. So don't be mad. They've just fine-tuned. You know what I'm saying? The powers that be got to them before you could. And now they fine-tuned. They don't know no better. And this is why a lot of the stuff that happens willingly. Because you've been taught. Don't nobody own no kids. Don't nobody. And you don't own your children. I told you about the papal bull. Go look up the papal bull that was signed by the Pope. I told y'all the Vatican ain't what y'all think it is. But again, a lot of y'all are so fine-tuned, you don't even know the difference. It's not your fault, but I suggest that you go find out what it is or just continue being misled. But you don't own your own children, not on the not in the circumference of the United States. You don't own your own children. That's why they can come take them. They can come confiscate them. That's why you sign birth certificates. Keep telling y'all that. But it's crazy how these kids are so out of touch. And yes, the world changes. So when the world changes, change brings change. This is why normal relationships ain't normal like they were. This is not the 40s, the 50s, where the man went out with the son, plowed the field, you know, when it got the food while the mom stayed home, cleaned the house, and she had all these thought-ass friends, and he ain't have all these thought-ass friends. It was a different time. So how is it that the world can change, but the construct of relationships can't? People see polygamy and be like, oh, you got 2 wives. That ain't right. Who told you that ain't right? Again, you've been told, like, people, like, they want you to accept 2 men being together, 2 women being together over a guy with 2 wives. And in some cases, I've seen a woman with two husbands. Basically, all I'm saying is they done did a damn good job at converting us from where we were to where we're at today. And like I say, man, it's just crazy how she didn't even know what the yellow pages was. And the thing about it is, you got to understand this too. I know the world evolves, but how could something that's already perfect evolve? I could be wrong, but if the Most High built the world perfect as it is, which it is, everything works simultaneously. But man stepped in and screwed it up with cars and technology and, you know, infrastructures, and just fucked everything up to the point honeybees can't even make it back to their hives because of radiation or because of frequencies throwing off their navigational system to make it back to the hives. And not just that, look at all these whales and shit washing up on the shore, fish, birds falling out the sky out of nowhere. Man has completely messed everything up. Completely. And this is why I say, he who's fine-tuned don't know no difference. he will follow another man as if that man is God. Man, God gave you everything you need, man. Just use your common sense and stop being afraid. But they've done a good job at converting us from where we were to where we are today. Slowly. Because I'm going to say this and let y'all go. If you want to come around my grandma trying to act like one of them, this is no disrespect. So all you sensitive people, it's no disrespect. But if you did that, you would have got your ass bust. My grandma would have shot you. I'm just going to be real. We're talking about old school. You as a man coming around her and her friends trying to act like one of them, so they did that to you. And you definitely wouldn't want to go around my granddaddy. So times have changed. And this is no disrespect to what you are sexually, your preference or whatever it is. I don't care what, that's on you. But there's a lot of things that go on that a lot of us don't know about. And I told y'all, go look up atrazine from Antonio, I can't think his name, Antonio Hayes, the scientist, the black scientist, Antonio Hayes, where he discovered atrazine, how that chemical is in all the lettuce, that's in all these pesticides, that's in all the shit that they growing in California, because you know California is the salad bowl of the world. That's where we get a lot of our greens from. The atrazine that was pesticide that was on these plants was turning male frogs into female frogs. And not only were they turning them from male to female, they was actually able to conceive and have kids. Not only that, they also developed the feminine ways of a female frog, even though they was born a male. And these people knew this shit. So when you speak of being persuaded chemically as a child to either be this or that, you better question it. Because like I said, you're dealing with the devil. And these motherfuckers will go to the end of the world to get what they want. These evil people, there's nothing good in them. This is why this shit is like second nature to them to fuck over people. Because ain't no good in them. You ever been around a negative ass person, bro? Ain't nothing good about them. Everything that's bad is what they see is good. Anyway, I'm gonna let y'all go. It's your boy Papa Doug. Like I tell you, in order for you to be found, you must first be lost. I'll let y'all live.